welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. I've got the day off from the old day job, so I figured it'd be a good day to take in a matinee. So I am off to check out The Fantastic Four: First Steps. The Fantastic Four: First Steps tells the story of Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four. Now, they've been a little sketchy on the actual plot of this film when I watched the trailers, but what I've pieced together, Sue and Reed have a child, and this child is very important to Galactus. So Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, comes to Earth, whatever this is, I'm not 100% sure. It seems like it's going to be an alternative Earth, one of the different dimensions, or maybe a different time period, because of the look of this film is real retro and different than anything else in the MCU. But anyways, Galactus comes to Earth to get that child, and the Fantastic Four says, "No way, Jose." There you go. That's what I've picked up so far when it comes to this movie. I'm really looking forward to this film because it looks like it's going to be an absolute blast. This movie is directed by Matt Shankman, and it's starring Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Eben Moss-Bacharach, and Joseph Quinn. And you know what? It is enough of me. Oh, and I almost forgot, before I finish up here, once I'm done with my review, I also have the official AMC Fantastic Four: First Steps popcorn bucket. But in this case, and you'll see why when we get there, in this case, I'm going to call this a snack vessel. And it is really something you're going to want to stick around to check out if you're a fan of the MCU, Marvel, the Fantastic Four, or maybe just even this film. I don't even know because I haven't seen the movie yet, but it looks really cool. You know what? It is enough of me sitting here jibber-jabbering on because it is time for me to get out the door because I need to go see the Fantastic Four: First Steps. Welcome back, just getting home from the Fantastic Four: First Steps, and guys, the MCU is back, baby. This film was amazing. I had so much fun with this movie. I haven't had this much fun with an MCU movie since back in Phase 2, Phase 3 days. That's how much fun this film was. It's kind of sad, to be perfectly honest, just at the quality of this film, that this wasn't able to be part of those early phases and be part of the MCU for this much time, because damn, this movie was fun. Now, normally I do negatives and positives, but I really don't have anything negative to say, but I will have some mixed things that I would basically like to inform some folks on. And just as a reminder before we get things started, once I'm done with the review, yes, I do have the AMC exclusive snack vessel, and I'll explain why I'm calling it a snack vessel this time around and not a popcorn vessel. So let's get this started with some mixed and then move into the positives the review on the ever so important high note. So this film is kind of an origin story. Now, if you're someone who knows absolutely nothing about the Fantastic Four, and I mean absolutely nothing, it might not be a bad idea to look them up on Wikipedia, get just a smidget of information before you go into this film. And the only reason I'm saying that is because this necessarily doesn't follow the rules of an origin story. You do get a little background. They do show you how did the Fantastic Four get their powers, or at least they talk about it. And then they do some other stuff, give you the rundown on how things work with them and so on. But the film actually takes place after they've been the Fantastic Four on their world, which I believe was Earth 838. I could be wrong. Anyways, while they're on their world, they've already been doing the superhero thing for a few years now, and there aren't any other superheroes basically in this world to the best of our knowledge. We don't really get to see anything. It's just from the world of the Fantastic Four. And I absolutely loved it. But if you're someone who knows nothing about them, brush up just a little bit. The movie does do a good job of explaining things for you, but it does move quickly, so it's not a bad idea to kind of know a little bit about what you're getting into when you go into this film. But I don't think that the movie does it in such a way that's going to confuse you. I mean, it's pretty simple rundown on how they got their powers and how their dynamic and their team works and everything. We really didn't need to have a whole lot of background history for the Fantastic Four. So what they did, I think, really helped with bringing people up to speed on who they are and everything. But yes, if you know absolutely nothing about the Fantastic Four, I highly recommend checking out just a teensy bit of information about them before you go in. That being said, let's get into the good stuff, shall we? Let's just start with the cast. And I'm going to just start with Pedro Pascal because I absolutely loved his interpretation of Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. I thought he was perfect for this part, and with this 1960s retro aesthetic, just something about Pedro Pascal as a person. He looks like somebody that could just slide right into that time period. He's got that little thin mustache and that very thin penciled on beard and everything, and just his facial features. He honestly, in my opinion, aesthetic-wise, he looks like an old 1960s movie star, and not just the aesthetic, but he absolutely nails Mr. Fantastic's personality. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some kind of big Fantastic Four expert. I did read the comics when I was a kid, but I have not been up to date with what's been going on for a number of years. I pretty well stopped reading the Fantastic Four comics about the same time I stopped reading comics or collecting a big collection in like the early 2000s, 2, 3, something like that. So I don't have extensive knowledge of where they went from that period in time. Now, I don't even know if the comic is still published, to be perfectly honest. I had heard somewhere down the line that it got canceled, but this film, I have a feeling its popularity is going to be bringing that comic book back. But yes, Pedro Pascal, excellent job. Also, Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch. Again, great interpretation of this character. I liked where they went with the character. He's still that same old, Johnny the playboy kind of attitude, but he also is just a very genuine person that you can tell that deep down he does want that family lifestyle that his sister has. Ben Grimm, of course, the Thing, is outstanding. Now, going into this film, I was a little hesitant because he is a CGI design. He was excellent and looked amazing, and I liked that, and is probably one of the best formed CGI figures that Marvel has had to date. And yes, I'm including the Hulk into this. I'm not one to really enjoy CGI figures. I would prefer practical makeup over anything CGI related, but yes, for a character like the Thing, it does help having that CGI because you could make him a lot more comic book accurate than you could possibly do with any kind of makeup. Plus, it would be a lot easier for the cartoonist, or I guess the special effects artist, to make more expressive, facial expressions than you can get from using some kind of practical effect makeup. So yes, the Ben Grimm looks outstanding. Ebon Moss-Bachrach does an extremely good job as playing the voice, or maybe he was the Thing. I don't know if they had him in one of those motion capture suits, but just an outstanding job there. And of course, I don't want to leave out Vanessa Kirby as Sue, and she did an excellent job as the Invisible Woman. I thought everyone in this film came together, their chemistry was amazing, and it really helped selling the Fantastic Four as not just a really great superhero team, but as a family. That's the way that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby always wanted them to be portrayed as. A family unit. That's why they were called Marvel's first family, the first family of Marvel Comics, and so on. And they do a great job having that chemistry together as a family unit. The special effects in this movie are mind-blowing. I thought the CGI was amazing. I've already brought up the Thing a little bit, but what I really liked was those figures looked like they were there. The textures, the lighting, the shadowing, it all came together. The movement seemed natural, even though he's a giant rock man. All of the other special effects look amazing. Galactus is on point. I really like the design they went with him. A lot more faithful to the comic books than our last Dust Storm Galactus that we got. So I really like that. The booming, deep voice also very intimidating and amazing. The Silver Surfer, she was great. I really enjoyed the character design on her. I like the different storyline with her character, just kind of turning things a little bit on the ear because this is a different universe. Now let's talk about that aesthetic a little bit, the look of this film, the vibe of this film. Yes, it dives into that early 1960s atomic age retro look, and this movie just nails it. It seems like it's a world that just hit 1962 and just said, you know what, technology, let's grow, but look-wise, this stuff is pretty dope. Let's keep this going. I thought it was great because that's the vibe I get from the Fantastic Four. Back in the good old days when Jack Kirby was doing the art, Stan Lee was thinking of all these great stories. At the end, you got to read the bullpen where Stan would tell you, hey, true believers, let's read some letters from the bullpen. And that's what this movie did. It took me back to my good old-fashioned days of comic book collecting. And especially with the vibe of it being the 1960s, it also reminded me of the comic books that my dad collected. Yeah, he collected the Fantastic Four too. He wasn't just a Superman guy, although he has a lot of Superman comics. There's also a good deal of Fantastic Four comic books in that collection. And now I'm kind of thinking I should go through it and see what old dad might be hiding in there. All in all, guys, this film comes together to really not just entertain, but it also has a very strong emotional core that brings in, again, family values and what it truly means to be a family. So if this sounds like something that would interest you, I highly recommend getting out there, seeing this movie up on the big screen. I've already decided that I am going to go see this movie again because I didn't go see it on the big... I tried to go see the earliest showing I possibly could because I had the day off, so I didn't go see it on IMAX and everything, and now I do want to go see it in IMAX, Dolby, 4D, whatever the case may be. I just want to see this thing up on a huge screen with a booming sound system because, my gosh, this movie was amazing with the sound design. The musical score for this movie, I very rarely talk about a movie's score, but it was perfect. It just fit this movie with the 1960s aesthetic and everything else. It just came together to just make this huge Hollywood epic film. So there you go, guys. Yes, this is a very solid, get out there, see it in theaters, and if you're going to sit here and go, so which one did you like more, Superman or the Fantastic Four? Give me some time to think about it, all right? Because they were both pretty freaking good, and they both made me have that good, Holmes feeling when I left the movie theater. It just made me feel warm in the old heart when I left this film. All right, so that now concludes the actual movie review of this channel. I'm going to take a quick little sippy poo here, and then we're going to check out that snack vessel. Oh boy, guys. It's a big one, too. Now, I know that a lot of you have probably seen the Galactus popcorn bucket. This is not the Galactus popcorn bucket, even though that one is huge also, and it looks really cool. AMC went a different route with their popcorn bucket this time around. We have Herbie. That's right, Herbie the Robot. Now, if you are a Fantastic Four fan, then you know Herbie the Robot from the animated series that came out in the, I think it was the late 60s and the 70s, but that was actually my introduction into the Fantastic Four, actually, was that old cartoon. And for some reason, I'm trying to remember, I think it was the Human Torch. I think old Johnny was taken out of the equation for that animated series and was replaced with good old Herbie the Robot. And I'm not sure why they did that. I think it was something to appeal to kids or something like that, or maybe there was some weird legal reasons that Human Torch couldn't be in it, but instead we got Herbie. Now guys, let's get started on exactly why I call this a snack vessel. First, we're going to start with just the articulation. You'll see here that Herbie is fully articulated in the arms. You can move these around here. Maybe, here, let's try to get him up here. I'm going to scooch up. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. But here in the front, if you open it up, it's hard to do because I'm not looking at it. So you pull this down, boom, put your candy in there, right? That's where the candy goes. And then here on the back, same thing, boom, open him up, that's where the popcorn goes. I'm not done. At the top, open this up, stir it, take it off, and boom, that's where you put your soda. Herbie is an all-in-one snack machine. Oh, I think I got him on right. Yeah, I got him. There we go. Isn't that freaking cool? And it doesn't stop there. Now, I am hoping... let's first see if this will work. So there's some buttons here on front, and I'm going to see if just maybe you can see the light. Oh, that's the song. Okay, now I'm playing the theme to the Fantastic Four right now. I'm going to turn that off, because I don't know if I'm going to get smacked with a copyright. So if you're seeing this seeing this right now and I didn't cut it out, it's because, yeah, they let me keep it in. All right, so this must be the projector. So we're going to see here. Well, I can't hit it. It's weird. Looking at it, covering the back. There we go. Oh, you can can you see that there's, there we go. Woo, look at that. Now, you can't necessarily see what it is, but it's a Fantastic Four emblem that will project out of Herbie's eye. So you've got the song, you've got the the #1 hit song, the Fantastic Four theme. And yes, at the end of it, they do go to the Fantastic Four. So yeah, you get that also from a good old Herbie. Also, like I brought up the articulations, I think that's cool. You can have Herbie, you can give him a straw or something, you know, like, I'm here to assist you. So that's pretty cool. Now this bad boy right here, he is a biggin, so I'm gonna try to get him across there. Look at that guy, look at that. This is so cool. I'm sorry. This freaking thing is blowing my mind right now. I honestly thought that the paper machine couldn't get any better. And this guy is awesome. But yeah, there's a little hole up here too, if I can turn it here. So you can, there you go. You can put your straw in there and everything. I wouldn't really recommend doing that. I'm going to get to why. This guy right here, Mr. Herbie, is going to set you back $79.99. Oh, don't turn off the video yet. Hold on. Now, when you get your Herbie, you also get a large popcorn, a large drink, and candy. So in all theory, you could sit there while you're watching the Fantastic Four and, enjoy drinking your soda from the head of your own Herbie at the theater. Which, again, I don't recommend, because I don't know if you'd want to get, something that costs this much, all sticky and gooey. But, man, I gotta tell you, they really just outdid themselves with this one. And, of course, here we have that ever important AMC branding, so that we know this is the official AMC licensed Herbie. I'm gonna scoot back here. Woo! He's gonna kind of, now he doesn't, I don't remember if he floated around like he used to do in the old cartoon, but if I remember correctly from the cartoon, he used to make like that, the Jetson sound, so it's like, so I don't know, that was me being terrible there. And I think I am done embarrassing myself at this point, making stupid sounds and voices and everything like that. So yes, here you have it, folks, the AMC, I'm gonna scoot back again, the official AMC Fantastic Four First Steps popcorn bucket plus snack holder plus drink holder, or I guess cup. Cuphead. Yeah, that's a pretty good game, actually. So, okay, guys, there you go. I don't know how. I'm going to have to do some real serious work to try to figure out how I am going to put this Herbie guy back there in my background and have him back there. Because I keep saying it, but it's true. He's a big boy, so he's like, I'm sorry. Okay, guys, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies and keep collecting popcorn buckets, because you know I'm gonna.